think it has to be a setting where when I go to actually schedule the live, I need to tell it which way I want my phone to go because I hate going like this, so I want to go like the other way because you can see more. Like vertically, you just see more of that, but horizontally, you see more of this. Either way, we're here. Welcome, everybody. I am thrilled that you are here for another Wednesday WIP Knockout. I am using my phone instead of a camera today because I'm hoping to eliminate technical difficulties like we had last week. I know that some people in the chat last week said that YouTube was being weird for other creators, so I at least want to believe that to have the feeling that it wasn't just me, that it was like other people were having problems with the connection as well. But either way, I wanted to just try to eliminate any potential issues by just throwing it on my phone. So if anything were to happen, I could just like drop off the Wi-Fi or do something else, not have to worry about my phone overheating. You know, all of those things that seem to happen with technology, that you're like, technology is supposed to make your life easier, and sometimes. But welcome, everybody. I'm thrilled for you all to be here. We do have 3 minutes before we begin officially our first 20-minute session. So hopefully you have your at least project number 1 ready. Other than that, maybe if you're a one project person, then you got your one project. But if you're somebody who has multiple projects like me, it'd be awesome if you had like 3 different projects, but honestly, you do you. Whatever you want to work on today, that's cool. I want to take this off. That wasn't working, so. Also, grab something to drink, guys. Make sure you're comfy cozy for session number 1. If you are brand new to these Wednesday WIP knockouts and you're like, what's going on? What is she doing? Please let me know in the comments. Like, say this is my first time. I love seeing all the newbies. This is definitely gaining some traction. More and more people are finding these Wednesday WIP knockouts, which is so exciting. And I just am thrilled to watch it grow. You know, I'm on the wrong thing. Just help more people. That's my goal, is just to help as many people as I can. Switch. That's why. All right. There we go. Live. I need to see since I'm using my phone, I want to be able to, I want to be able to see your chat, guys. Awesome, I got a newbie here. Welcome, Gabby. So excited for you to be here. So I don't dive into the chat right away. I try to kind of give a lay of the land, what to expect. And I also keep a close eye on the clock because this live is extremely structured. There's a lot of purpose and point to these Wednesday WIP knockouts. And that is to have a very structured 3 sections that we can hyper focus on our projects. I'm like watching the clock right now. and I also want to make sure that there is some good structure for any replay, so you can come back to these if you miss them. If this is not a good time slot, you can always know that you can hop on a Wednesday WIP knockout, just fast forward the first 5 minutes, and we will begin our first 20-minute session. And I'm just kind of making sure I keep my eye on the clock for that. It's about to turn, and I want to make sure I hit it right as it turns, and then I'll explain. So hopefully at the moment you have something to work on and you are ready to go. Oh, there you go, 2:05. 20-minute session just began. Okay, and I will, there we go. I want to make sure you can see it. All right, I might be a little like, I'm gonna make sure I'm in frame enough for you. When the phone is vertical like this, I feel like squished to make sure you can see everything, but we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen. Hey, it's a Wednesday, it's another live with Tiffany. What else can go wonky, right? I think at this point it's like, let's just watch for the the enjoyment factor, right? Like, okay, so Wednesday WIP knockouts for my brand new people that this is your first time. So excited that you're here. So I was noticing around my home, I had a ridiculous amount of projects started, WIPs, work in progress, bunch of different works in progress all over my home. And I was starting to feel overwhelmed, but there's always more inspiration. There's always new yarn I want to play with, new patterns coming out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to find some time, some way to finish my current project so I can make room for new projects. And I was just starting to feel the stress of all the clutter, all of the projects. I am somebody that if it's out of sight, it's out of my mind. I forget it even exists. So knowing that about myself, I purposely will keep projects out in the open in my face, essentially, so that way I can remember that it exists and hopefully finish it, right? But because that's my way of doing things, is I keep things in my face so that way I remember them. I have a lot of things in my face, which is what created the overwhelm. And I came across an app that it's like a goal setting app, something to really kind of set routines and help you out in that regard. And the philosophy of the app is tiny steps repeated regularly over time will get you to the place you want to be. And I was like, I think I could absolutely convert that over to crochet. And if I can spend 20 minutes hyper focusing on a project, then I can slowly chisel away at it until it's done. And because I'm only giving it 20 minutes, I don't feel like, man, if I work on this project, then what else in my day am I having to give up in order to work on this project? And that was another mindset that I was finding myself having was, man, if I work on this old WIP project, then I can't do that. And then I would weigh, like, is it worth it? And I'd be like, nope, I'm gonna go do that. You know, and 20 minutes I can easily burn just picking up my phone, looking through Instagram or Pinterest or going through emails, responding to comments. I can lose 20 minutes in a blink of an eye. So I figured if we could just set 20 minutes to only think about your project, like your blinders are on, all you're looking at is your project, then you could really make some significant progress. And then you're knocking out these things that are on your plate and you're feeling like, wow, that feels awesome. So that is the point of this Wednesday WIP knockout. All of my Wednesday WIP knockouts that are every single Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time is I'm helping you to clear your plate. Not adding to your plate with new inspiration and new projects. I'm helping you to clear your plate. Now, how am I helping you to clear your plate? I'm going to be talking. I provided the time. I've got the timer, and I'm going to be letting you know, I'm going to be saying check-ins, like we have this many more minutes for session number, blah, blah, blah. My goal is that you don't even have to look up at the screen. You don't have to look at me at all. I would love for you to look down and just hyper focus and let me give you something to listen to. Now you do have me live. So if you have a question, I would love to help. So if you want to pop in a question, it just gives me more things to answer and to respond to, which is fantastic. Oh, if your question is super important, like you need an answer really, really quickly, I do have super chats or super stickers activated with this live. I'm trying to go back and forth with some of my lives are going to be charity focused, where the super chats and super stickers are deactivated and replaced with a charity sponsor. But today I'm just focused on super chat, super stickers. So if you go to the little $ right next to the comment section and you pick one, then a message will pop up at me and it's like, whoa, instantly see that. And I will respond to it immediately. And all proceeds go back into my channel. So if you want to spend like $1.99 or $5.99, you know, whatever the increments are, just super thank you for your super chat, super sticker, super thank you. It means a lot, and it just helps to support the channel. But other than that, I will be going through. If you do have a question, please start your question with a couple question marks. It helps when I'm scanning for me to catch your question. And I give all questions a thorough answer. So because of that, I end up getting left behind. Oh, thank you so much, Gabby. Oh, I appreciate that so much. Oh, I love the hot dog. That's really cool. Let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. Congratulations. Oh, that is super neat. I'm using the word super way too much. I apologize. Oh, man. Okay. I do have some talking points that I am excited to jump into. We have 13 minutes and 20 seconds left of session number 1. For my new people out there, we do session number 1. Then we have a 5-minute transition. Then we do session number 2. And then we do a crocheter stretch. And then session number 3. Now, session number 3, I did promise that I would initiate a giveaway this week. I don't have the pieces put together because I've been focusing so much on my my Valentine's Day crochet contest happening in the beginning of February, prepping for that. So my attention got diverted. My apologies. But I will be announcing what to do in session number 3 for a giveaway that we will announce winners for next week. All right. Lots of love to you. So that's kind of the order of how everything goes. Oh, Lynn, thank you so much. You said, I'll be back. Celebrating your 3rd super on a live stream. Congratulations. Oh, that means so much. Thank you. Mwah. All right, speaking of things to chat about. Oh my gosh, it's the end of January. Part of me is feeling like, wow, end of January, we're already in February. Where did the time go? But surprisingly, and this is rare, it's actually catching me off guard a little bit. I'm kind of like, wow, we're still in February? Or we're still in January? Like, really? We're still in January? So I don't know, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? Like, I guess I'm grateful that we're still in January because that means I still have some time to accomplish some things that I need to do. I need to be prepared for in February because February is going to be nuts. Oh my gosh, thank you, Sandy. Mwah. I appreciate that so much. Your first super on a live stream. Very cool. I love the puppy. That's so cool. In February, guys, February 1st is going to be a big day. Holy cow. I was writing this out when I was writing my notes, and you should be hyper focusing on your project right now. So look down and get to work. I mean it. That's like, this is for you guys. You're like, this is important. But if you're just here to hang out, that's cool too. February 1st, it's a Saturday. I'm going to be at Fiber Lady Yarn Shop in Louisville, Texas, helping them to celebrate an anniversary. I don't remember which anniversary. I know it's up there. They just shared with me, Tiffany, we're celebrating our anniversary on February 1st. Can you make it? And I was like, absolutely, I'm going to help you support or help you celebrate and support you for your anniversary. So I didn't even ask what number it was, but I'll find out on Saturday and I will let you guys know. But Fiber Lady Yarn Shop, their significance to me is that they made my yarn, my very first ever yarn line. And they're incredible people, really. Their yarn shop is different from any other yarn shop in the world because they make their own bamboo yarn. They specialize in bamboo yarn and they make it themselves. In fact, they have all the machines in the back of their yarn shop, so you can get a tour and you can see how it's made. And I found them. I didn't even know they existed. I've lived in Texas since 2018. I think 2018. So that means 19, 20, 7 years. I've lived here 7 years. Well, 2025 will be the 7th year that I've lived here. I discovered them back in 2023. Gosh, I was not anticipating telling dates. Otherwise, I would have had all that prepared. Okay. But I met them back in 2022, 2023, one of those. And I met them by doing the yarn crawl, North Texas yarn crawl. I had never done it, and I was very excited to check it out and be a part of the North Texas yarn crawl. I was at that point already a content creator, and so I was like, great, I can record content, you know, here I'm going on this yarn crawl, like join me. And one thing that I wanted to do that was very special with every single yarn shop that I stopped at, we have 8 minutes and 10 seconds left of session number 1. You're doing great. Keep focusing on your project. One thing I wanted to do that was very special with each yarn shop that I went to visit was ask them if they had a yarn in their shop that had a special story or had a special significance, because every yarn shop owner determines what they have in their shop. And depending on their connections or their own love of yarn, their own experience, their own like faves. Racine, you're amazing. Thank you so much, love. You guys, you're loving on me today. I feel so special. It's not even February yet. I'm like, it's not Valentine's Day. You guys loving on me. Thank you. The thing that was really cool about Fiber Lady was, one, they're in my backyard. They like literally, they were, well, before I moved, they were 10 minutes away from where I lived. I was like, how is it that I didn't even know you guys existed? And secondly, they make their own yarn, which was amazing. And thirdly, their yarn that they specialize in and really try to do exclusively is bamboo. They want to do just plant-based yarn. And I was like, that's amazing. It was also my first real exposure learning more about plant-based yarns, bamboo yarns, and learning all of the awesome benefits. And so when they offered to make a yarn line for me and I got to choose what fiber went into the yarn, I wanted it to be stretchy because bamboo is generally not stretchy. It's very stiff because it's plant. There's no bounce to it. I wanted it stretchy, so we added a couple fibers in there to give it some stretch so I could make beanies and stuff like that with it. And I wanted certain colors and I wanted it to be a certain thickness. I wanted a size 3 weight yarn because we're crocheters and you know that's a very common size for us to play with. And so, and he created it for me. And so getting to celebrate their anniversary on Saturday is going to be awesome. Second thing that's happening on Saturday, February 1st, kicking off February, is launching the Warm Up America Shawl campaign. So if you haven't seen the post that I made in my YouTube community, if you go to my YouTube channel and you click over to community, you'll see I can make some posts. I posted it there. I also posted it on social media. And we Warm Up America reached out to us and asked if we'd be interested in making shawls for them. They are looking for specific shawls, either a rectangle or a triangle, specific dimensions, and the shawls need to be created for warmth in mind, not necessarily just something dainty, lacy accessory. She made a point. She's like, Tiffany, please let them know these shawls, the intention is to keep people warm, not just be pretty. And I was like, okay, I'll make sure I get the word out to everybody. So in my post, I put the dimensions and I added that extra feature, making sure that the Warm Up America, it's important that everything donated is made with 100% acrylic yarn, just for easy care instructions. That's the big deal. They also want to make sure it's hypoallergenic. you know, makes sense whenever you're donating anything. And one second. Okay. Wanted to make sure I apparently didn't hit a certain button. So I want to make sure I go through the comments. Talking about Warm America shawls. I realized some people have been asking me, do you have any patterns that we can use? And it hit me. I think we've talked about this before in some of my earlier Wednesday WIP knockouts, that I want to go through my channel and I want to focus on certain categories and building them up. Guys, we have 3 minutes and 15 seconds left of session number 1. You're doing great. And shawls is one of them. I feel like, you know, 5 years, I'm in my 5th year here on YouTube, and I feel at this point, like when somebody asks me, hey, do you have any beanie tutorials, or do you have any scarf tutorials, or do you have any blanket tutorials? I feel like I should be able to say, oh yeah, I have tons, just go look at the playlist. But then when I went and looked at the playlist, I was like, wow, I barely have anything in here. I really need to build this up. And when some of you were asking, like, hey, Tiffany, with the shawl campaign, do you have any shawl tutorials that we could use? I wanted to say, oh yeah, I have tons. Go check out the playlist. But I don't have as many as I thought. And so it's just another reminder of, yeah, I really want to make sure that I can hit on that. And with one of my objectives for 2025 being every month to do 1 tutorial a month that can be used on a charity project. It can either be used for charity or can be used personally. I mean, that can go easily with anything you make for charity. You could also just make it for yourself or for family, you know, personal use. But 1 tutorial a month, I'm going to be dedicating towards just building up my playlists, and those tutorials could also be used, or those projects could also be used to donate to a charity. So it just was an affirmation that, yeah, I I have a lot of holes to fill, and I'm excited to do so. You know, it's just when you get into this genre of a channel, crochet, we have 1 minute and 15 seconds left of session number 1. When you get into this genre, crochet, it's such a broad category, and there's so many different ways you can take it, and it's easy to just kind of like get lost in it a little bit. I'm still talking about crochet in all of my content because it's my passion. I love it, and I love everything you can do with it, and I love the journey it takes you on, and all of the positivity that comes with it. And oh, I just want to shout it from the rooftops, like, everybody, like, give it a try, give it a try. but there are so many different types of videos you can create around crochet, and I've fallen into that. And because of that, I have made a lot of videos, but just only a couple here and a couple there, a couple here, a couple there of certain categories that are super important. So this year, I'm gonna build those up. Okay, we got 10 seconds before we transition. I have not touched the chat yet. I'm aware. This is rare for me. Usually I say hello, and I kind of do the intro of what it's like to be here, how this live is gonna go, and then I dive right into the questions. Session number 1 has just ended, guys. Congratulations. Now I'm gonna set the clock for 5 minutes for a transition. Oops. Start. Okay. The 5-minute transition is for you to find a good stopping, pausing place. If project number 1 the clock ran out and you were really close to finishing that row, then go ahead and finish the row. Or you were really close to finding a pausing, stopping spot, then go ahead and get there. Get to that pausing, stopping spot, and then fold up your project nice and neatly, put it away. Go ahead and grab project number 2. Get it out, get yourself comfy cozy, take that drink. If you need to use the restroom, go use the restroom. We have some time. That is the point of the transition, is to eliminate stress. I really do not want to create an anxious environment, anything that might bring anxiety. I want everything to be very chill, and we are just spending time together knocking out some WIPs. If you're still working on the same project, all 3 sessions today, then cool. Just go ahead and take your project, set it aside gently. Go ahead and maybe stand up, maybe do a little stretch, you know, grab something to drink, and then your project's right there. You just bring it over and be good to go. You don't even have to wait for me. If you want to get started now, by all means, get started now. But I want to just give people a chance if they do need to take that restroom break, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and dive into the chat real quick. I felt awful last week. Last week we had some weird technical issues, and there was a ton of engagement happening in the chat. But when the technical issues hit, I had to quickly transition and pivot. I had to quickly pivot and create another live so we could finish what we were doing. And I was having a lot of trouble getting back to reading the comments that were made. And because I'm watching this live right now, I just wonder, see if I can do that. Oh, there it is. Okay. I was like, what are you doing now? Because I waited so long. Okay, jumping in here. There we go. If I do miss your comment for whatever reason, or your question for whatever reason, please ask it again. I'm going through as best as I can, and it is possible that I might actually accidentally miss your question. So just ask it again, and I will get to it. We got 2 minutes of our break. 2 minutes of our break. If you are not wanting to crochet today, you just want to hang out, that's cool. I've had some people join that have lost their crojo before, and I get that. That happens in the weirdest times. I've had some people come to these Wednesday WIP knockouts and they color. They shared that they just colored the whole time. I've had people share that they did chores. Like, oh, during the first 20-minute session, I cleaned the kitchen. The second, I cleaned the living room. Like, I was like, okay, cool. I've had some people at work during this, and they're like, oh, I just worked on this. I worked on that. Or like, it's your 20-minute session. You do whatever works best for you. This is for you. I'm just creating the time. It's your time on whatever you want to do with it. All right, Kathleen. Newbie to this day, first project underway. Nice. My first project is a baby blanket. I'm crocheting a side saddle cluster stitch and looking for a border suggestion. It's a boy. Aw, I'm excited for you. And as a newbie crocheter jumping into your very first project, and it's going to be the side saddle cluster stitch, like, you're brave. Congratulations. Serious respect for your ambition and jumping into that. Got 25 seconds before we start session number 2. Just know that, take it slow. I hope you have a lot of fun with it. I hope you're enjoying it. Border-wise, the side saddle cluster stitch is going to have a lot going on. It's going to have this beautiful pattern, beautiful texture. And the last thing we want to do is distract or pull the eye away from that by having a distracting border, or a border that, oh, right. Our break is just finished. Session number 2 has just begun. Go ahead and focus, eyes down. Don't even look at your screen, guys. This is your time to hyper focus on your project and knock it out. You got this. All right. So what I noticed is if you have a beautiful pattern going on the main body of your project, you want the border to really just frame your blanket, frame the project. So let it be very simple. Let it just be a simple single crochet border or half double crochet border. Yeah, let's just be the finishing touch, but not something that's going to distract the eye away from what you did in the main body of the project. If you want to have a little extra fun, I would play with color, especially you're new. So just keep it simple, and simple does not have to be boring. Simple does not have to be basic, you know? Simple can still be easy, and you can jazz up simple with color. So maybe, I don't know what colors you're using. I don't know what yarn you're using, but maybe for a boy, you have one color that you're working for the main body. For the border, you could either use the same yarn that you used in the main body and just kind of bring it into the border, or you could use a complementary color. Be very careful that the color does complement and doesn't like butt heads with the yarn color that you used in the main body of the project. You could do stripes. That's always really, really neat when like round 1 is one color. Round 2 is like a second color. Round 3 is back to the first color. Round 4 is either second color or maybe you bring in a third color. And you kind of just simple stitch, but you're now playing with color and it looks really, really cool. It's strategically done. I'm gonna open my door because there you go. There's an echo. Let me know. I will look in the chat if there's an echo from like my door being open. But I had some smelly thing going, some smelly thing burning over here yesterday. And for some reason, like residual smelly thing is still happening. And I'm like, you're too strong for me right now. But yeah, that was a long-winded answer for your question, Kathleen, but I hope it helps. And I hope you have the best time making that blanket. I'm so excited for you being like a new crocheter and jumping into your first project. That's very, very cool. Also, please don't underestimate the importance and the power of foundation. Not foundation row, though that is important, but I mean like building up a crochet foundation, learning certain things. It's going to help you have something to stand on, something to lean on as you keep playing with different projects. I think it's a step that a lot of people avoid. They just want to jump right in and jump straight to making something. And oftentimes people find frustrations. Some people, they have complete success and they're like, I jumped right in and I had no problems. Other people, they get stuck where they jump in and they only know one thing and then they don't ever try anything else. So just keep playing, keep learning, and keep growing. If you do that, you're gonna have so much fun. You're gonna have so much fun. Right, we have 15 minutes and 35 seconds left of session number 2. Remember, you want to stick around to the end of session number 2. We're going to do a crocheter stretch after session number 2. And then in session number 3, we are going to be announcing a giveaway that we are going to be doing next week, or announcing the winner for next week. So stick around. Or if you need to hop off, make sure you come back on. La, la, la. It's so funny. Usually when I get, when I set up these lives, yep, when I set up these lives, I hit a certain setting where people have to have been subscribed to my channel for 5 days in order to be able to comment. But again, I set everything up on my phone, and it was different how it alerted me to like prompts for me to fill out, and I didn't click that button. Like, and it shows. Thank you guys so much for understanding. If a bot shows up, it's like, let's see if I can delete that. Cheryl, you're working on a granny shrug. I love it. All right, so Betty asked a question about Joann Fabric going out of business. So it's funny because somebody mentioned that to me last week, I believe, and I was confused because Joann's had experienced a bankruptcy earlier in 2024, and I had heard the narrative already about what happened there, you know, bad money management. They just had to get drop a couple brick and mortar stores, not all of them, but a couple of them, in order to try to recoup. And that was the narrative with their first bankruptcy. So when somebody asked me about that, I was just kind of going off of that same narrative. Since then, I have heard more about this second bankruptcy that they're experiencing right now, what everyone is talking about. I don't know all the details, but from what I heard, they are still trying to recoup financially. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to do my own research. If you know the specifics of the situation, drop it in the chat or the comments. But again, still just money is mismanaged. And it sounds like Joann's, from what I heard from somebody, Joann's is looking for a new buyer, somebody to buy the company if they want to keep it running. And they haven't found anyone to buy the company yet. Maybe that is the situation that happened with the first bankruptcy. And the reason why they're having to have the second bankruptcy is because of the buyer situation. But they're looking for somebody to come take back over. And if that doesn't happen, I don't know if they will just drop the brick and mortar and be online only for a while. If they'll have a couple brick and mortar here and there, like the brand new ones that just got all the remodels. Like, I know of one Joann's that is in Lewisville, Texas, that they just built, I want to say like 2 years ago. It's brand new. And like, imagining them shutting that down right now is like, what? And then you got the older ones that desperately needed a remodel. Those will probably go down first, and then the newly refurbished ones will probably be the last to go. But yeah, from what I heard about Joann's is, unfortunately, unless somebody comes to buy the company and give it a fresh new look, it might be going away, which is super sad, because I recently, within the last year, really fell in love with Big Twist. I really like Big Twist as a value yarn. It might be my favorite value yarn. I like Michael's Impeccable, but it's definitely not as soft as Big Twist. And I love the Big Twist color palette. Love the Big Twist color palette. So it'll be sad to see it go, but unfortunately, it is what it is. The other thing that's really hard is Joann's is just one of the few brick and mortar stores that people can go to buy yarn. Oh, I know if you can buy yarn online, your options increase exponentially. There's so many more colors, so many more fibers, so many more sizes and options that you can pick from. But brick and mortars, they have to be very particular about, you know, the inventory that they purchase to put in their stores. But if we lose Joann's and we only have Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Walmart, there's a couple other ones. When I lived in Washington State, there was like Benjamin Franklin was a craft store. What other craft stores are around you, like brick and mortar craft stores that you can walk into and buy yarn? Not just crafts, but yarn, buy yarn. Let me know. La, la, la. Okay, we have 9 minutes and 35 seconds left of session number 2, and then we're gonna stretch. Woohoo! Okay. La, la, la. Oh, yep, thank you, Sarah. So Joann's is up for sale as part of the bankruptcy. There is a buyer who just liquidated stuff, so they're trying to find a good buyer instead. Oh, wait. There is a buyer who just liquidated stuff, so they're trying to find a good buyer instead. Dang! Whew. People. And that's the other thing, is finding a buyer that understands the craft industry too, you know? BJ says, just finished an Afghan. Woohoo! Congratulations on finishing a project, knocking out a WIP. That's exciting. Every 2 rows a different color. Ooh, that's a lot of ends to weave in. Ideas on how to deal with those ends. I didn't even get to the end of your comment, and I was already thinking about the ends. So there's a couple different things that you can do with those ends. Number 1, you can weave them all in. Yes, it's going to be annoying, but it'll look really clean, look really pretty, and you can just be done with that. 2, if you just are adamant and you're like, man, I do not want to weave in ends, then you could either just consider them fringe and add more fringe to fill in holes and just kind of like make it a look, make it a thing. You could also try the envelope border. When working mosaic crochet, there are a gazillion ends. I didn't realize until I was showing a mosaic project, that most mosaics, in general, mosaic projects are worked only one direction. There's no turning and coming back the other direction. So every single row in mosaic crochet, you attach yarn, you work the row, you cut an end, and then you go back to the beginning. Attach yarn, work the row, cut the end, go back to the beginning. So every row has a tail on both ends. And for that reason, they came up with the envelope border. So all you did was kind of like cover up all those ends and you didn't weave them in. Check it out. It's pretty cool. I'm hoping to do a really good tutorial for that this year to give an option for the temperature blanket project that we are working this year. I've had a lot of people asking me about the temperature blanket border, what I plan on doing, should they weave in their ends. In general, I think with most projects, if you can weave in your ends as you go, it'll just save you so much headache with it being a temperature blanket and there being stopping points where you can't move much further, especially with mine where it's a temperature sampler blanket, so I don't reveal what we're doing after the current month. I don't give you too much ahead. So there's a spot where you are stuck, you can't move forward. At that point, you can take that opportunity to just weave in your ends. Some people are choosing to leave their ends out and just do the fringe thing. That's why I had that option for you to check out. But in my temperature blanket, or for my temperature blanket that I did back in 2023, by the time I did the border, I was really kind of pulling into 2024. And so my temperature blanket really kind of it kind of spilled into 2024, and that it just kind of affected how I started 2024, the whole vibe. And so with this temperature blanket that we're doing in 2025, what I'm going to do is in the fall, September, October, November, December, the fall, I am going to release a couple different blanket border options that can go on any blanket. So, you know, just kind of give a generalization there. But then when we finish our temperature blanket, I'm going to let people pick which border they would like to add around their temperature blanket. Let it really be personalized to you, and whatever you pick, to help people out, I will show how to put a foundation row around the border. So if anyone is curious how to work into the sides of certain stitches, I will be there to help, and I will like handhold for that, because of course the temperature blanket is aimed towards newer crocheters. But after that first round, the foundation round for the border, I'm gonna let you go and be like, okay, now you go from here, whatever it is that you want to do. So borders. We got 3 minutes and 40 seconds left of session number 2. How are you doing on your project? I hope that you are tunnel visioning in and that you're making some good progress. Christina says, hey Tiffany, I can't stick to big projects. My deal is smaller projects. That's cool too. I mean, honestly, the temperature blanket is a commitment. I didn't realize how much of a commitment and the challenges that come with temperature blankets until I did my first one back in 2023. And because of those challenges, I found ways to help motivate, help engage, help keep you excited about the project. Really just try to help you make it to the end. And so, but temperature blankets, they're not for everybody. I get it. So no hard feelings if you don't make it or you don't make a blanket because it's big. I get it. Small things have quick wins, bring quick endorphin rushes. They bring that satisfying, accomplished feeling so much quicker, and they do bring feelings of accomplishment, encouragement. So no hating on the small projects at all. Tinker Mom 79 says, finally finished the blanket for my Secret Santa. Yes. Good for you. WIP Knockout. I'm excited for you, and I'm sure that the person receiving it is super excited too. Hey, you knocked it out in January. At least it was a month after December instead of like in March when people are like, they just gave up on it. Got 1 minute and 40 seconds left. So weird. The thumbs up thing keeps doing this weird like transition, but the number stays the same. I'm like, what are you doing? Cuckoo. I'm just double checking to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Is this pre-recorded? Nope. I'm sure that was asked pretty early on. My Wednesday WIP knockouts are always live. It's always in real time. It's a great way for me to engage with you. So if you have questions, you know, I'm here. La la la. Okay, I think I got it all. Great. I just feel bad sometimes when I take forever answering a question. All right, Heather, yay. Okay, Heather says, have you heard of people who make a book record blanket? Oh, yeah, I have heard of it. I haven't seen one. Instead of a temperature blanket, a granny square blanket using the colors of book covers. It's so funny that you just talked about that, because yes, I just heard of my friend Kendra. Oh, session number 2 just ended for all of the people watching the replay. I'm going to put 2 minutes on the clock for you to find your good stopping, pausing place. And then we're going to start stretching. If you are done and you don't need that extra 2 minutes, please just stand up. It's a big deal. The least you could do, just stand up. And if you are somebody who just needs that extra, couple seconds to just get to where you need to, then you got it. You got your 2 minutes. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move you and adjust the camera so that way I can stretch with you. La la la. But sorry, back too close. There we go. That's better. Hi. My friend Kendra, we met through Warm Up America because she was a volunteer with Warm Up America, and she is a bookworm. She loves to read, and we hung out last weekend, and we were talking about the temperature blanket project that I'm doing on my channel, and she said that temperature blankets aren't really her thing, but she talked about that book blanket thing, and how she was interested in that because she is a bookworm. She's like loves to read. The only issue was that last year she read, oh my gosh, over 300 books. It was something like that. It was crazy. Oh man, I wouldn't be surprised if it was close to 400 books. She read a lot last year, and she reads really fast, and she reads novels. I'm not talking about like little books, big books. And she was saying that this year she's hoping to read less and allocate her time in different ways, but making a blanket based on the book she reads, the colors being based on book covers. She's like, I just don't want to have to make 300 squares. And I was like, I wouldn't either. Okay, so for our stretch session, and my newbies out there, every single time we get together, every Wednesday WIP Knockout, between session 2 and session 3, we do a crocheter stretch. It's super fast, super simple. But just know I am a crocheter, not a physical therapist. So if there are any stretches that I show or demonstrate, and you know that you can't do them, or the stretch that I'm showing brings you discomfort, by all means, please swap in something different. I am just hoping to get you to stand up and to move your body, because we just sat in our chairs for 50 minutes. And by sitting for 50 minutes, everything it starts to set, and aches and pains start to develop, and issues start to occur. And crocheters that have been crocheting for a while, we've all heard that we should stretch, we should take breaks after between 40 and 60 minutes. And it's just doing it that's the hard part, because we get so invested and we don't want to stop doing what we're doing. But it is very important to do some stretches. So there are 5 stretches that I do with you each week. The areas that I hit on are our neck, our shoulders, our upper chest, upper back, our forearms, wrists, fingers, and our lower back. Those are more than 5. I get it. I don't hit on every one of these every week, but I do try to hit on at least the neck and the lower back every single week. And I do a different stretch to keep it interesting. So again, if you can't do what I show, please just substitute in something else. Just move your body, move your body. So starting with the neck, I'm just gonna do some head rolls, some neck rolls. So starting with your ear towards your right shoulder, and then roll to your left. Go ahead and go slow and try not to strain. And now go back. Great. Now reverse. And go forward. Okay, I heard too much crinkling. Like, that's not good. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. I know what that smell was coming from. There was plastic burning in my office. That's where the smell came from. I was like, what is going on? I don't understand. That's where it was. So, gonna let all that air out for a second, because that's a smell. And we're gonna come over here. All right. So you're gonna kind of take a journey with me. Gonna move some stuff around. I was like, what in the world is that was going on? Figured it out. We're good. Ugh. Just gonna fix my tripod. There we go. Oof. There we go. And lift. I know, right? You're like, that's not good. So that's all airing out for a second. We're good. Okay. So do as many neck rolls as feels good for you. I know for me, when I was doing them, I was hearing a bunch of like crickle, 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 and that's usually an indication for me that I need to do that more. The next stretch that I want to do is arm rolls or pinwheels. And the garbage truck is choosing to go by right now. Again, all my lives seem to be interesting in some way, shape, or form. Just gotta keep it interesting. Make it to every live, you'll see something new every time. Okay, taking your arm, you're gonna go forward. So forward, all the way around. There's one. We're gonna do 5 of these. And 2, and 3, 4, and 5. You may notice the chandelier right here. This is a dining room that we don't use as a dining room because we don't need to use it as a dining room. So I'll show you what's in here in just a second. Other arm, do 5. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Great. All right. Next, I'm going to do a forearm stretch that is very common. You probably have seen this a lot. So we're going to take our hand and we're going to have it face, the palm face us. Take our thumb behind our wrist and our hand to flatten that out. Elbow is bent. And then stretch out your elbow and you will feel all that glorious stretch right in your forearm. Just count to 5, either 5 to 10 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5. Honestly, you can hold this stretch as long as you want, whatever you need it to be. Then bend your elbow and then release. Let's do the other side. Start with a bent elbow. Hand facing us. Thumb, flat hand, and straighten that out. Great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, feels so good. Next, let's go ahead and do wrist rolls. 2, let's do 10. 3, you can go both directions. 4, 5, 6. The other way feels weird to me. 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. And for our back, I'm just going to do some side bends. So place your right hand on your right side, left hand over. Count to 5 to 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. That's it. That's all you gotta do. The stretches that we do every 40 to 60 minutes don't have to be crazy. They really don't. They just have to be something to get your body moving, get the blood flowing, get the oxygen flowing through your body. It's all extremely important because if we sit in the same position for longer than an hour, our body starts to do things we don't want it to do. You know, things you probably don't want to hear about too much, the blood pooling in certain spots, you getting sores in certain spots, aches and pains starting to develop. I know I am definitely someone guilty of pushing through the pain just because I want to keep crocheting. And so I get that, absolutely. But know that the more you do that, the more problems will develop, and it's just not good. You don't want to do that. We want to prevent things from happening instead of treating things that have already happened. If you want to see my space real quick, this is the formal dining room. It's a little bit of a mess. We decided to just convert it to like a little nook. So I got the 2 chairs. My daughter's making it a plant station, so got that for plants. We've got a bearded dragon in there. Say hi. Christmas stuff that still needs to go up, and the craft carryover that, you know, whenever I record in my office, I like take stuff out of my office to clean it up, so that way it doesn't look crazy on camera. Okay, now we're done with that. Where's my iPad? Here we go. Let's start session number 2 so we can get this going, guys. Project number 3 has just started. I'm going to fix my tripod and put it back where it was. So like this whole thing is so live. It's like you get to see like everything happening in real time. Let me fix this. It's kind of like a really raw moment where it is not pre-recorded. It is, you know, I don't get the opportunity to edit out mess ups or transitions. It's like you get to experience it with me. So there we go. Ta-da! Awesome. And I'll zoom in just a little bit so you can see that. Yeah. Oh, that's too much over. There you go. It's a little better. A little better. You're a little crooked. Okay. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. All right, guys, we are in session number 3. So that means hopefully you're working on your 3rd project or your 1st project that you just have worked on all 3 sessions. This is your opportunity to really dig deep. This is our last 20-minute session that we are going to be doing for this week, and just like make it count. Make it count. Okay. So this is the last week in January. Next week we are going to be in February. So when we meet up next time, I am going to be giving away something Valentine's-y. I think that would be a lot of fun, especially the first 2 weeks in February. Let's spread the love, right? So for this giveaway, I am gonna go ahead and have you, now here's the thing, you can't put it in the chat. So just like write this down, and then after our live concludes, please come back to the live and make a comment. Because when I go to use the random comment picker cannot pull from chat. It can only pull from a comment section. Okay, so I'm gonna share like what to do, but don't instantly do it in the chat. Okay, hold on to it and then come back and add to the comments so I can actually use it to pull from. Okay, so when this concludes, come back to the comment section and reply or leave a comment that says, I mean, I'm really just pulling this out of thin air right now. I'm gonna write it down though. I like I heart you. So I-H-E-A-R-T and then you. I'm gonna type it in the chat. I heart you. I think that's cute and it's positive, and I mean, we're not saying love, just I heart you. Something for Valentine's Day, again, just spreading the positivity, spreading the love, and I think that's cute. I also wrote it down. So when I use the random comment picker and I ask it to filter out a certain word, I'm gonna use that. I heart you. What is this? Okay, for those of you who are like, what's going on? What's happening? So in my Wednesday WIP knockouts, I love to give back. It's my opportunity to do some like giveaways on the side. And I haven't done a giveaway in a couple weeks because it's just been, you know, the transition from December to January. But I am announcing the giveaway. I don't have anything put together yet because I just focused all my attention on the Crochet Club Valentine's Day crochet contest that we're going to be hosting in 2 weeks. I was focused on getting that all prepared. And I totally forgot about putting something together for our giveaway, but I have some incredible ideas. It's just gonna be a surprise. So when we meet up next Wednesday, I will announce the winner to this giveaway in the third section. I keep all of the giveaway stuff for the third section, so that way it's not in the way of other things. I can still answer people's questions. I can do some announcements. But yeah, if you would like to participate in the giveaway, just comment in the comment section, not the chat, the comment section, I heart you, and it'll enter you into the giveaway. Lots of love. And I'll announce the winner next week. Yeah. New here, Gloria, welcome. Oh, I'm so excited you're here. So we're in session number 3. This is a very structured live. We have 3 20-minute sessions where I am giving you the opportunity to hyper focus on your WIPs to try to knock them out. Get things off of your plate. And I'm not adding anything to your plate, projects, things to do. I'm trying to help you clear off your plate. And so that's what we're doing. Angelique, welcome. I'm so excited that you're here. Okay, so we have 14 minutes left of session number 3. I am thrilled that the live is still going strong. The only crazy wonky thing that happened in today's live is that some plastic got a little too close to a light and started to burn, and I did not anticipate that happening, and so I had to transition to another room to do some stretches while the room cleared out a little bit. I swear, every week it's something new, something, you know, there's always something. So I guess I keep it interesting. I hope you guys have fun. No, there's not going to be a comment section yet. So while a live is active, because we're live right now, they only have a chat activated. Unfortunately, when I use the random comment picker to select a winner, the random comment picker cannot enter into a chat to grab a name. It can only enter into the comment section. So as soon as this live concludes, come back to it to leave a comment. That's why I said write this down, so that way you don't forget and you can come back and you can write your comment. Kim, welcome, says joining in late, but this is my first live. Yay! Got so many newbies. I'm excited. Just wanted to say I love your videos. Thank you. That means so much. I put them on my background when I crochet or knit sometimes. Make it a little crafting hangout. That is awesome. I love that. Thank you so much for the support too. Not very many people know this, but the way that YouTubers, content creators make any money on YouTube is the ads. Those awful things that we just skip. That's how we make money on YouTube. And so when you watch my videos, like if you're watching the video for the first time, like go ahead and skip it. Skip the ads, like watch the video, enjoy the content. But if you have any free time or the ability to just kind of like put my channel on a playlist and like let it run, that would be amazing. Like, thank you so much. Because I mean, that's how I take care of my family, and that's how I can make all this happen, right? And so that's how we YouTubers make money on YouTube. What's the bearded dragon's name? Spiky. I know, it's the kids. It's the kids' pet, and you know they had to be super original. His name is Spiky, and I'm not even kidding. He is on the older side too. My daughter got him when she was 11. It was her first pet, and we wanted to make sure it was very easy, obviously. Low maintenance. I think she was 11, so oh, we've had him for 5 years. Yeah, I want to say 7 though, possibly 7, possibly 7. My daughter was always the more mature one, so she got privileges early. My son, no. No, he's the biggest love bug. I love that kid so much. I mean, he has the biggest heart. He cares. He's just got the attention span of an ant, and like him taking care of a pet, no. Erla versus I heard 15 seconds of ad gets you just as much as if you watched the whole time. Honestly, I don't know. I'm curious where you heard that, because I have not heard that they only have to watch part of it. From what I've heard is if they skip it, then you lose it. So. Samantha, welcome Samantha. Hi. What is your favorite crochet project? It really depends. I'd have to say that really depends. I love so many, and that's part of the problem. There's so many different projects you can make, and they're all so much fun and so different. I mean, and they all have different use, like they all affect your mental state in different ways too, I guess is a good way to put it. Blankets are great for relaxing, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, especially if it's a simple stitch that you don't even have to like focus too intently on. It's so therapeutic, this rhythmic, just puts you in almost a trance, and it's just so relaxing. I get that also with like rectangular shawls, scarves to an extent, because you know you got to keep turning it. Wearables, it can be very much the same if you're just making 2 rectangle sections that you just join together. It still has the same back and forth rhythmic flow, which feels so good. If I really want to stimulate my brain, get a creative idea, get that energy and excitement, then there's I love stuffed animals. I really do. What are some other projects that I got going on? Other wearables. I think I love to play with different ways that a wearable can be structured. What else do I got going on? Bags, like totes, making tote bags. Unfortunately, where I'm at right now, I'm so bogged down with a lot of WIPs that I want to finish, and a lot of projects that I started and would love to just bring to fruition, that I haven't had a whole lot of ability to let my creativity just kind of run wild. But I do record it. So like on my iPad, we have 7 minutes and 20 seconds left of session number 3, by the way. On my iPad, I use the notepad feature all the time, and I just doodle. I draw out my idea, my vision. I take tons of pictures, which I probably should organize in a better fashion. My kids say this all the time when we go out with other people, and I will see some kind of inspiration. We're out and about, we're either in nature, we're at a store, I see some kind of weird pattern, something that just inspires me. I whip out my phone and I gotta take a picture of it. And so I'm sure I look really weird, like what is she doing? And I have actually caught my daughter saying this. She's like, oh yeah, she does that sometimes. And I was like, oh, that's great. Oh man. I do need my own WIP day. So what I do is I provide this time for you. I discovered this ability to, have these structured 20 minutes to hyper focus, and I noticed that they do actually work really, really well, getting you to get stuff off your plate. And so this time I set up for you. This is, I mean, my goal right now is just to entertain you for this hour and 30 minutes. So that way you can make your progress. I bring a lot of value to you, and I can help you to clear off your plate. I do off camera. I have my own 20-minute sessions that I do where I'm trying to work on projects. And yes, there are times when I have that, I get comfy cozy, especially with my pillow. I just kind of like dig in and get lost in time, and time just flies, and I'm just like knock out, just working on the one project. But that does sound lovely. I can't wait to do that with you guys at the crochet retreat. So those of you who are going to my crochet retreat in May, it's gonna be in Florida. We're gonna have so much fun, and I plan on crocheting with you guys the whole time. It's gonna be a blast, and I am going to relax and just enjoy the ambiance of this amazing location that we're going to be staying at. But there are going to be some fun activities I can't wait to do with people. So if you didn't know, I was hosting a crochet retreat. This time for 2025, I am actually doing something more intimate. I am getting an Airbnb, a house. It's going to be a big house. It's a big house. But because of this, the number of tickets are limited. In fact, I only have one more private room left. I only have one more shared room left. And I only have 4 more event-only tickets. So that event-only tickets means that you're coming to the event. You get all of the benefits of being at the event, but you just have to find somewhere else to sleep. That's all that means. I only have 4 of those tickets left too. So if you want more information, if you would love to check it out and see what I'm talking about, go to my website, crochetwithtiffany.com. I have everything located there, okay? But yeah, tickets are almost all gone, but we're gonna have so much fun. I am stoked. I've actually been talking, I'm just wrapping up conversations with sponsors for the event. Guys, you're gonna be spoiled. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. So yeah, there's that. I'm gonna be crocheting with you guys the whole time. You're gonna have to hold me to it, Tracy, though. You're gonna have to hold me to it. You're gonna have to be like, you have to crochet. You have to crochet. You have to crochet. You need your crochet WIP day. Andrea asked, are you gonna have any more kits for your boho basket? So I have seen the notifications of people asking when those were going to be coming back. I just need to figure out if I want to stay with the same yarn line or if I want to find a different yarn line. I want to try to find colors that are going to be new, refreshing, and feel more like me instead of just like, hey, I found some colors. I wanna be more specific about my colors that resonate with who I am, and when you see them, you're like, oh, those look like Crochet with Tiffany. I think that would, colors that speak to me. So I'm close. I'm close to bringing back the boho baskets. I am doing a lot of thinking on them, though. Just to let you know, doing a lot of thinking on them. Do you have any thoughts, though, on Andrea or Andrea? It can be pronounced either way, and I want to make sure I get it right. But what are your thoughts on color? Do you have a color that's like your favorite go-to color? Yes. So Arrow Lover, I started my crochet retreats last year. Every year, we had so much fun last year. People were wanting to know when the next one was before the last one even ended. It was quite the compliment. But every year I'm going to do a crochet retreat, and they're all going to be very different. So I want it to be a very different experience every time, so people have something to look forward to. I don't know I haven't made any plans for 2026's crochet retreat, though I just know there will be one. There you go. So if you can't make this one, it's okay. Yes, I am going to Florida this year, Samantha. I'm excited about it. Ooh, Arrow Lover, let me know if you do get one and tell me what you think of it and your experience with it. Okay, we got 1 minute left, guys, of session number 3. 1 minute. Okay, question marks. Is the retreat accessible for disabled? Yes, it is. Go to the website and you'll see everything. You'll see pictures of the location. It doesn't give you the address, but you'll get an idea of what it looks like. And if you have any further questions, please just email me. Oh, Samantha, where can I get merchandise even if you can't come? So I do have merchandise, just a couple things created. I would love to make more, but if you go to my website, then if you hover over, don't click on Crochet Retreat 2025. If you just hover over it, then the merch drop-down bar pops up and you just go down and click on the merch. Session number 3 just ended. You guys, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna keep digging into the chat just a little bit longer before I let you go, but I want to let everybody know how happy I am that you made it here today. Thank you so much for spending time. I hope that you made good progress with your WIPs. I hope you have an incredible day. I will see you this weekend for my newest tutorial that you've got to check out, collaboration with Bonnie Barker. It's going to be an amazing project, so please watch out for my video that's going to release this weekend. It's a big deal. Everybody else, I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Please, after we end, come back and comment in the comment section. I heart you. I-H-E-A-R-T-U. Not Y-O-U, just you, okay? And that way you can enter into the giveaway for next Wednesday. And I will reveal it. Right now it's going to be a mystery, but I will reveal what that is on Wednesday for you all. Okay, quick questions before I go. Kim says, are you going to live stream at all during the retreat or a Zoom event for those that can't make it but want to join in? I haven't decided yet. That I will make an announcement if I do decide to do something, though right now I'm not exactly sure what I could Zoom in to bring value, because this is a retreat, it's not a convention. So it's not full of classes and talks and discussions. It's to relax, chill, hang out, and have a lot of fun and get a lot of free stuff. So I'm trying to figure out what could I Zoom, what could I do live that would make sense to somebody who's watching it. And the last thing I want you to do is just feel like, oh, I get to watch, but I can't participate. So I'm basically watching all these people have fun. I don't want that. So I'll figure it out and I'll let you know. I'll make an announcement if I do. And Heather says, does the comment for the giveaway have to be exact what you wrote earlier? As long as it's just one word, that's it. It doesn't have to be capitalized. Don't have to worry about capitalizations. Just make it one word. And so when I ask the random comment picker to filter out a word or phrase, I just put I heart you. So it'll be fine. I'm sure it won't be that picky. Just get as close as you can. It'll be fine. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for being here. Mwah. Take care. I love you so much for being here. I love you so much for following my journey and letting me be a part of yours. I hope you have a beautiful week, and I will see you this weekend for my tutorial, and I will see you on Wednesday next week, or those of you in my crochet club, I'll see you tonight for crochet bingo. Bye, guys.